A girl just got catfished by celebrity Morgan Wallen, and her favorite song is called I Had a Little Help from My Friends, which is ironically what a Nigerian scammer is probably saying to another Nigerian scammer after scamming this girl. Ironic, isn't it? I'll tell you what, this is like the 4th or 5th time that I've seen a celebrity get scammed. I'm sorry, a celebrity scam some person. I'm sorry, a Nigerian person pretend to be a celebrity to scam some person. But this is the first time it's been a country singer. Let's take a look at Morgan Wallen and his scam. It's not actually him, full disclosure, because he's a country singer with a lot of money and fans. He doesn't need Amazon gift cards, but apparently we need to go through why that's not a thing. This lady is probably one of the most delulu I've ever seen, so brace yourself and put on your stupid hats. We're about to go crazy town. By the way, my mic is very small because my other mic is broken. If you could please subscribe, I will definitely be able to grow a mic. That's how subscribers work. Thank you, Amen. All right, cool, let's start.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. Do that thing.
Brienne, this case is crazy.
Ooh, okay, so we start off the case with my boy over here, Drew, talking like a Gen Z. Brienne, this case is crazy. You have to hit that crazy really hard. They kept saying cut. You have to sound like you really care. He always looks like he doesn't care, but his voice says, I do.
It's from a woman named Desiree, and she thinks she's chatting with the country singer Morgan Wallen.
Oh my goodness.
So Desiree messages the Catfish team. It started in October 2024 when I messaged Morgan Wallen's
Official fan.
fan page. Sorry.
He also offered me a job and a chance to date him.
That's exactly how you know you've got the right guy. Because ideally, let's say you're just existing and then you meet the right celebrity, like The Rock or something, and you're like, hey, The Rock, how are you doing? And he's like, hey, Melissa, whatever your girl's name is, I would like you to work for me and then also date me. You have a chance to date me. It's not like official, like it's like a lottery, but you have a chance. But someone would give you a job and then also give you a chance to date them. I think that's really important.
I was asked to make large purchases of gift cards, which left me in $18,000 in debt.
Hi, Catfish team. My name.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so she's $18,000 in the hole because of Morgan Wallen. Not the first time he's probably heard this. Probably not the last. Morgan Wallen, huh? I'm trying to figure out the equivalent. I like country music myself, but it's a bit of an odd one. It's more niche, you know, like avant-garde artist. Honestly, at this point, they could just say Salvador Dali, and someone would be like, "Wow, he's back." I think we're reaching here. If someone said Billy Ray Cyrus wants to meet you, then I'd be like, "Hell yeah." But I don't know anything else other than that. But let's take a look at Desiree, who's dressed in Scooby-Doo outfit, apparently.
I started dancing when I was at least 4, for sure. That was my passion.
Are you dancing now? Is it dancing? I've seen crackheads do that. I don't know if they dance. I mean, she started dancing when that's 30 years of dance. 30 years later, she looks like she's trapped in an elevator. Is that okay? All right. Whatever. I mean, in that case, I'm a dancer too. Watch this. I started when I was today.
I wanted to be a ballerina, a dancing ballerina.
As opposed to the accounting ballerinas and WWE ones that exist in fucking society. Thank you.
I just dated a little bit, not too much. Not until recently when I got engaged.
She's a dancer, a dancing ballerina. Stop mistaking her for other types of ballerinas. And she dated a little bit. I like how she said it like it's like a latte, like did a little dating, sprinkle of dating on the side. Now she's engaged, thankfully. Great, awesome.
And got unengaged.
Hold the phone. Put the fucking phone down. She unengaged that shit. Let's break that one down. Is that a thing? Is that a word? Can you do that? I unengaged. Honestly, you have to get disengaged first, then you get unengaged. Did you get engaged just to say you got unengaged? I've never heard that. People will be like, I broke up, you know, instead of I unrelationshiped. But I guess we're at that part.
And because of that, I needed sugar daddies. Sugar daddy date with me. It's no less than $500.
Do you have to pay them or they pay you? Like what? I just want to know the logistics. $500. You paying them, right? That's gotta be what it is because. Okay. All right. Relationship, engaged, unengaged, need a sugar daddy. Apparently you're paying them money. Kind of looks like Adam Driver, if I'm being like for real. So I don't know. I've seen him in a lot of things. I've never thought he's the sexiest lady in the room. Like not even once. So she's Scooby-Doo, Adam Driver type beat. But she thinks she's worth all the money, apparently $500. 500 schmeckiolis.
I've been with a person who's maybe 67, has has spots. Some of them are just dorks and just like you go on one date, you're like, please get away from me, don't.
You can't say that when you dance like that. Like sorry, but you can't do one of these and then say someone else is a dork. You look like you're being tased in a cartoon. You can't do that. That's not calling someone a dork and dancing like that. They cancel each other out.
Now I have an OnlyFans to pay. It helped me pay rent. It buys my
All right, this is actually the first time I've seen someone who has an OnlyFans get catfished. Because actually, weirdly, it always seems to be the other way around. It's like normally an older guy who's like, I love me, woman. And then he sees someone who stole images from OnlyFans. And then they're like, I love that. But this is the first time she's the one with it, but also is getting catfished. So we're heading into new territory here. Who would pay for that? I don't know.
groceries. I'm so grateful. And I am naked. I'm completely naked.
Didn't need to actually even, that was assumed. And unfortunately, what? This is like the dancing ballerina thing again. She has to be like, I'm driving in my car, and then people will be like, okay, as opposed to a fucking train or something. Why? Didn't need that info.
The world's crazy, and I've never been married. I have no kids.
Yeah, because you got unengaged. That's why.
Desiree felt like she was ready to settle down and be in a committed relationship.
What is this picture? Can someone please, I need a comment section on this. Can everyone guess what the fuck is happening here? It looks like she's standing next to a picture of a beer that also has a vent in it. It kind of looks like a bathroom and also a walkway at the same time. Is it inside? Is it outside? What is really happening, and why did she find this image to take a picture? Is it because her jumper is the same color? Are we back to Teletubby days where everyone's like, that's blue? Look at this blue. Let's take a picture. Because I don't know. But anyway, that's a very interesting picture.
Actually, online dating, it wasn't initially that. It was me complimenting country artists for their music.
Thank you for your service. It's not very often country artists get complimented for their music. Normally people are like, what is that garbage? And they're also deaf, and people are like, that's just my new single called Alabama. So thank you for doing God's work. If you could move on to mumble rap next and comment, that should do it.
My story begins after messaging Morgan Wallen's fan page of 8 million followers. I sent just...
by the way, just clarification, I'm pretty sure that's his actual page because it has a blue tick, and I think that it's very important to make that distinction. She's 34, so it kind of almost bugs me that she's not really fully aware that it's not his fan page, that's his official page. But I feel like everyone should actually take a class in media literacy at this point. I'm not even joking, because a lot of people over the age of like 30 don't really know what's going on, and then you're just leaving yourself open. Because unfortunately, police and people just don't seem to care about this, and it's up to ourselves to protect ourselves. And I really do feel sorry for every one of these victims, but at the same time, you can't make it easy on other people to select you as a target. So if you don't know, this is an official page. That's
through a very difficult time recently, and it really gave me encouragement and not to give up. Based off of...
So she messaged Morgs about his song, I Had Some Help from My Friends, which is a song featuring Post Malone that essentially talks about how if you want to break up with me, I actually had some help because you're also a dickhead. So it's not an inspirational song. It's actually more of a, this is not just my fault, you dirty scumbag, it's actually your fault too type song. It's kind of like calling Sweet Home Alabama the best song in Los Angeles. It's like just wrong.
From a Morgan Wallen love. And they sent a video that has Morgan Wallen in a truck.
Just another message will do. She's making it seem like it's, honestly, I got a message to the side of that message. Like, I don't know, he messaged beside another message. I'm not sure if he's a wizard. I don't know, man. That Morgan Wallen is one of the most tech-savvy people I've ever seen.
I just wanted to let you know how stunning you look in the picture you sent me. I also want you to know that I'm real, and all I need from you is your trust and love.
Okay, come on, bring it in. Meeting. This is the first video you got of the Morgster here. And he said in his video that he is real. He said the words, I just want you to know that I'm real. This is not a red flag for you. Little bit red flag. I'm real and I want you to trust me. First video someone ever sends to you. Anytime anyone has ever said the words I'm real, I'm like, oh, you're one of the aliens. I'm gonna get Men in Black. Morgan Wallen said he's real. That's like Akon saying he's white. Stop, please stop.
But that's what happened, and they kind of just let on this story Morgan Wallen, I didn't know what he looked like until recently.
How did you not know if you went on his profile page? Were you like, Morgan, where are you? What? It's just, what? Okay. All right.
Blonde hair, dirty blonde hair, I would say. Light skin.
He's white, so that checks out. Light skin. I mean, I just never heard that one. He's dark white. Let's see where that goes.
He seemed charming because his music is good and he writes his songs. He's 5'10", willing to learn, ready to evolve.
Is he a Pokemon? Why should you talk about him like he's Mewtwo or something? He's ready to learn and evolve? Okay, Ash, catch him. This man is like a successful country singer, and she's like, he's 5'10", he can still grow, literally, and he's ready to evolve and become a better person. Like literally, turn into a bigger, literally person.
I'm at the studio. I was thinking about you. I just wanted to say hi. So I think there was I love yous in there. I was showing love and sending love to this person.
There's a level of delusion that has to come from this. I think that everyone at some point, like, I don't know how to quantify it, but like there is definitely a parasocial element of a relationship that's like someone messages you and thinks you will message back. And then if and when you do, we can start a relationship, and you leave out 100 other thousand things that stop you from being in a relationship with a celebrity, namely the fact that that's not going to happen out of nowhere. I guess she just put all of that behind her and was like, yeah, I said I like Morgan's song and he said he likes me. I guess we're in love now. Like all of that checked out. And that's what you need. You need that level of Delulu to go on to this. You need someone to say, I'm real. Morgan Wallen needs to clarify he's real. And then you're like, yeah, well, now that he said he's real and he loves me, I'm going to get those Amazon gift cards for him.
Desiree and Morgan seemed to hit it off quickly. The two were in love. Not long after,
Kind of looks like a before and after picture, doesn't it? Like after he gets off crack, he becomes Morgan Wallen. That's the saying.
And there is this company called Spherion Staffing. And I did check to see if the staffing agency exists, and it does.
There you go. Spherion's whatever the fuck. Find a temp and staffing agency near you. What does it say? Spherion Staffing. We're a group of people dedicated to finding people jobs, helping businesses stay focused on what matters, and strengthening the communities where we do business. We love to meet you. Reach out, let's talk. Very good. I'm glad that Morgan Wallen sent you there. That seems like something Morgan Wallen would do. He sends you to Spherion Company.
They told me that it was for Morgan Wallen's charity for kids. It supplies music.
That's a great charity. It supplies music to kids. Kids who don't, and they're like hungry, and Morgan Wallen's like, I hope you have something to eat. And they're like, damn, Morgan, I'm even hungrier. Just please stop. And Morgan's like, I had something to eat. Hope you find something sometime. And then the kids cry.
Tools such as instruments.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Music tools. That's still just as bad. Imagine them trying to eat, and he's like, here's a guitar. And they're like, Morgan, fuck you. I cannot eat a guitar. Pretty much how I imagine that going.
To low-income families.
Morgan Wallen Foundation supports programs for youth in areas of sports and music. We're also committed to helping communities in times of crisis, ensuring access to food, critical supplies, and more. So they're like, look, firstly, you're going to have to play basketball to get your food today. That's what I can get from them. If you don't dunk, you're not getting food today. So grow or dunk. Either.
I wanted to give a donation with my foundation to the Gibbs Youth Sports. God bless.
And I saw the video and it made sense. It sounded good.
Yeah, it makes sense, huh? Helping kids in need makes sense to you? Good. Glad we're all on the same page. Dancing ballerina.
I needed validation at the time, and I think I got it from this person. It was a male, and I needed it from a male who was respecting me.
When you get to the age of 34, have a serious conversation about validation, especially socially, online. You start feeling like the necessity for validation from a strong male, then you're only going to get so far, because if you don't get it on said day, then you might not feel good about yourself. So you're just setting yourself up for failure here by saying Morgan Wallen needs to tell me I'm beautiful or I'm not beautiful. Morgan Wallen is not the only person who should think that, okay? He may be a very great guy. I mean, I'm just looking at him now. His hat's backwards. That's really cool. What a great, cool guy. He's got a mullet, so he's got all of his head on the wrong way. If you just put his face on the other side, everything would be fine. But he's got that. Besides that, you should do it for yourself.
I was grateful, and I was offered a job and all these things, such as...
That's one of the benefits of, I'll give you a job. I'll also let you be my girlfriend, but you have to pay me for that. So, girlfriend experience. You pay me to be my girlfriend. That's the one. I like that. I'm like, yeah, I like that Morgan Wallen theory.
being a girlfriend, which is what was initially proposed to me. We start dating and you work under me, for me.
Perfect. That's exactly how companies work. That's last job I got, McDonald's. Ronald McDonald said, you can date me, you can be under me. And then they took him out in handcuffs. It's easy. Didn't never work there. Sorry.
Getting to live a, glamorous lifestyle.
Desiree did go through the hiring process.
The Delulu is at an all-time high. It peaked. The Delulu is just entering new heights. It's very tough to imagine that you could be selected for, it's almost like a lottery ticket being like, this is my normal life. I'm not really doing too much different, but for no reason at all from the next day, Morgan Wallen puts all of his resources, time and effort into me. And now I'm flying first class, doing everything that superstars do because I'm worth it. It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, it should be. It should. That would be very nice. You just meet some celebrity off the street like, hey, Rihanna, can I have your plane? And she's like, why not? I have many. Great theory, but I don't think it works like that.
They put $6,000 in my Capital One account, told me to go buy $500 at a time gift cards, either Razor gift cards or Apple Music cards.
Okay. We got to the point where the gift cards make an appearance. Now, gift cards, of course, are ways that you can't track money laundering, which is why I hate them. But you'd think, at this point, she'd be like, hey, why does he need gift cards? And her explanation will probably not shock you, actually, but listen to it.
Now, it all made sense because it's music, Apple Music, made sense.
There you go. There it is. I like planes. I'm a pilot. Makes sense. I watch movies. I should be in them. Makes sense. I saw water. I just took a bath. Makes sense. She thought Morgan Wallen needs his own iTunes gift card so he can listen to his music. That's very sad. Imagine Morgan Wallen recording the song and then you're like, how was it? And he's like, I hope it's good, man. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get to hear it. What a sad story. Morgan Wallen needs a gift card so he can listen to his recordings. It's a sad day.
Go, do your job. And the faster you do it, the sooner you can see them. And I'm a champion, man. I want to win.
Well, you got scammed, so I don't know what to say about that. Sorry, but yeah, I don't know how many red flags we need to go through before she's like, doesn't really seem like the thing that I'd do. So she spent all this money on gift cards so she could be Morgan Wallen's boo thang, and nothing really happened. But at the moment, she's really happy. She's doing one of these, making champion fists.
So I got it done. The information I gave to Morgan Wallen was my social security, my phone number, my
Seriously? I gave him my firstborn. I gave him my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I also gave him my mother. I just put her in a box. They should have a test at Social Security and they give you their social security number and then they say, can you tell me your social security as you're walking out? And if you do, they're like, hand that back. Until you learn you're not getting one. You're not supposed to give it out. You just, oh my God, it's like a password.
home address, my bank account information, my credit card information because they were putting money in there.
That's not how credit cards work. No. God. Okay. Oh my God. All right. You gave him every possible information that you ever had, your middle name, your first kiss, your first crush, your first time you cried, everything like that. Okay, good, great, glad. He's got everything on you right now.
See who that came from to help me, and they wouldn't. They would not help.
I feel like Capital One gets calls from her every week, and they're like, hello. Oh, God, it's her again. Yeah, it's Desiree. Who was it this time? Billy Ray? Morgan Wallen. Does anybody have Morgan? Yep. Yeah, all right. We'll not fix that. I feel like they all have bets. They're like, which celebrity is it next? I don't know who is going to be next. This has got to be some other country singer. Alabama man.
And they did say that many times. You need to trust. You need to trust. I want to fall in love. I want to have a relationship. I want to treat somebody well. I felt
you can do all of those things, believe it or not. And you know what's even crazier? The person doesn't have to be Morgan Wallen. It could be any person with a guitar. If you even go into a guitar store, you could possibly find someone there. So it's very conceivable that you can find love without having it be a celebrity that is a Nigerian scammer.
I felt intelligent enough, confident enough, worthy. So it wasn't a ridiculous idea.
Okay.
It wasn't like it didn't make sense in my head. I felt like it was an attainable goal.
Okay. An attainable goal is going to the grocery store and getting tomatoes without punching someone in the face. That's kind of a 50-50. But come on, like realistically, we all need that one friend, because you know, every now and again, like you watch American Idol and someone goes on, they're like, oh, my family says I'm a great singer, and Simon's like, okay, go, and you're like, and everyone's like, oh my God, even deaf people heard that. So this is one of those times when it benefits to have a friend who's like, I love you. This is why I'm saying this. Morgan Wallen's not dating you. Morgan Wallen's on tour right now. Please stop. Please fucking stop.
All right, Seekers, this was a wild one. We had some doubts Desiree was talking to the real Morgan Wallen.
You had doubts, Drew? You had doubts. It's not clear, is it? All right, humor her. Let's see what happens. So now the group, they get their shit together. They start looking through all of the informations. They're like, okay, we got this, guys. And of course, there's a lot to work with here. Whenever it's celebrities, it's a lot easier because you kind of know where it's coming from. You can sort of see. That's why I always feel like you could just go to the tabloids. You could look at his thing. They're pretty like public profiles. But I guess, yeah, Drew and Brianna have to help.
And she is looking for a person that is stable, financially well off.
Oh, that's interesting. I usually date down because I say 5 2s make a 10. That's my thing. So it's good that she's doing that. That's great. Yeah, Dan. Word to the wise, if you date up, hopefully you'd also be in that category, because usually when people say the words, I only date up, it's usually because they're on the ground floor. So just saying.
For her to chat with someone like Morgan Wallen, this is attainable.
In her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Over the next couple of days,
Drew had to be like, yeah, it's attainable in her fucking dreams, you know? Yeah, okay. It's attainable, is it? So is me winning the lotto and landing Beyonce on the same day. Okay, Brian? Thank you.
Desiree sent over several pieces of information for the research team to look into. She also sent over her Instagram, where she had several videos about her.
This page is for the love of love. Good. Create and maintain a best life with me. No visuals of weapons on my page. Interesting. Whatever that is. All right.
You honestly thought you were talking to Morgan Wallen? And I said yes. Why? Because I live in an honest world where when you say you're somebody, you are actually that person.
Whoa, you should not watch movies, because people are going to say things like, my name's Jeff, and then you're going to cry at the end of the movie when Jeff was played by Steve. This is that's going to ruin your day. You better watch out for those actors.
That's the world I want to move forward living in. An honest, truthful one.
Have you ever known politicians? Don't look those guys up either, please.
Did I get to meet Morgan Wallen? I get to shake his hand and give him a hug and say, hey, you're really nice.
This is very crazy, right? I mean, the real Morgan Wallen, if he ever like is watching, is very crazy to be like, my dream is to make music, and then someone else's dream is to shake your hand. Like it's very sweet, but the more sweet it gets, the more stalkery it gets to, and I think there's a lot of videos of that. So I feel for him at this point, but like, I wish upon a star I meet, shake hands with and hug Morgan Wallen. P.S. If I don't have to join the Peace Corps because I found a job, that's okay with me. There's just so much there.
I'm sorry for saying dumb things to you, or about you. Do you accept my apology? And he would...
Apologizing to Morgan on her page. Very presumptuous to assume that Morgan like looks at her page every day. He's like, what's my baby doing? Oh, she's apologizing for me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last night she called me a mullet-headed man. That was crazy.
Let's just give it to her softly.
Something that has been said many times in my life. Thank you, Brianne.
She needs to know. She needs to know the truth. That's why she reached out to us. So.
Yeah, 100%.
So anyway, they get enough information. They also realize that Desiree has a lot of videos about Morgan Wallen and needs to be let down easy because she's also receiving sort of hate comments, people being pretty mean over the internet to her. So they want to do this in a very sweet way. These guys are really nice and lovely, which is why they never let me in on one of their expeditions. I would love to be on Catfish and I help talk to these people. But anyway.
Money. When money gets involved, people get weird. Things usually get taken advantage of. Things get weird. And it got weird. They ruined my life.
Oh, shit. Jesus. That escalated. Yeah, all right. So now we're talking to Desiree. It's the next day. She looks like she's in some sort of dungeon. And her life is ruined. Morgan Wallen. He makes people's days and ruins people's lives.
They all seem to really have a strong opinion about this online relationship that you had with Morgan Wallen.
And people are really mean. Did you notice that?
Nah, of course, motherfucker. Sorry for saying that. Yeah, People are mean. It's the internet. That's what happens. And it's unfortunate. But at the same time, I read some of those comments, and the first one said something about getting help. Now, it's true. Lots of people come here, and because there's no ramifications for it, people can leave a hate comment. I've got hate comments. I sometimes leave them on my own videos. It's hilarious. But the most important thing to know is that, like, you shouldn't be listening to them, right? Or you can limit the comments if you want, or ideally, hopefully, maybe not put out things that can be easy targets for people, because just as people hate for no reason, lots of people like things that can be liked. And I think a lot of people there are actually trying to say, you should probably get some help. We're living in a pretty sensitive time right now, so I'm hoping that enough people realize, okay, maybe what you need is a little bit of help rather than, you're crazy, lady. But both are valid at this point, I'm sorry.
Mean comments. It's me and Drew.
Whoa, Drew got so happy at mean comment. And what the fuck? Why is he smiling like that? He said the word mean comments. Drew's like, yes.
Something that you mentioned to me in our first interview was that you usually date.
He's sad again. No. He was so happy at the mean comment. As soon as they talked back, he's like, oh. Someone say a bad word and I'm back.
Right. I date up because I was taught to do that, because you want to have somebody who's motivated and willing to.
You can't have the flower in your mouth and the triple color hair and say I only date up because I was taught to. Who taught you that? Who taught you? Which teacher said date up? Who said that? I need to know. Good. I mean, it's good to aim high. Just make sure you're at that same level. That's all I have to say about that. If you're, trying to date Morgan Wallen, ideally you have to ask yourself, what can you offer Morgan Wallen besides? I'm a lady. Respectfully speaking, sometimes if someone's in that stratosphere, maybe that's not enough just to exist, right?
Do the work with you. I mean, I'm active. I have a good personality. I have things to say.
Yeah, okay. Having words to say and moving doesn't separate you from other people. Like, honestly, at this point, a Tesla car can talk and it moves faster than you. So you're pretty much putting yourself in that. And I know he gets in one of those, so.
I don't know if Morgan Wallen needs a celebrity type of person or just a real person. And so that's why I don't know.
Nah, I actually like a mullet. I wish I could pull that off. I'm just jealous. Honestly, it's, man. The amount of neck support he must get, he does not need to put any lotion on that neck. It's covered.
That's the truth. I don't know if I was talking to him and he was drunk or if it was somebody faking it.
I love that drunk is her first port of call. She's like, two things could have happened. One, and this is probably it, Morgan Wallen got so drunk that he messaged me and he does not remember. It's pretty conceivable that Morgan drinks a lot. Morgan Wallen over here, he had a few beers, he sung a song, and then he said, I love you. Secondly, it might be a Nigerian guy, but like more likely it's just Morgan Wallen being drunk again.
It looked like Morgan Wallen.
I mean,
that's what they always say. If it looks like Morgan Wallen, it probably is Morgan Wallen. That's the saying that we got down here in New Zealand. I say it a lot. Nobody else. Most people just react like, what? But it's a popular saying in my household by me.
how serious are you about dating the real Morgan Wallen? And
I don't know if it were to work.
Then Drew asks, unintentionally, one of the funniest questions I've ever seen. How serious are you dating about the real Morgan Wallen? And she answers and she's like, yeah, I date him. As if Drew is like, well, we have Morgan Wallen standing right outside. That's such a setup for a question. It's like asking someone like, do you really need $1,000 right now? And they're like, yes. And you're like, well, I hope you find it. Bye.
Let's go over the profiles. I did some digging and I looked into that username and I could not find any profile attached.
Oh, she's dying. She's got hurt there. Morgan Wallen love doesn't exist. So this is the first nail in the coffin for Desiree.
Can you please meet me, see me face to face, or at least just say, hey, your name's Desiree. My name's Morgan.
It's not how humans talk. They don't usually introduce the other person first. All right. So now she's saying basically, she's like, all right, if this is not Morgan Wallen and it's all fake, it should actually be that the real Morgan Wallen at least meets me face to face and says hello. And I feel like that level of entitlement is ridiculous because like you got scammed by someone pretending to be that person. It doesn't mean that actual person should compensate or feel sorry for you. We all collectively in general feel sorry. It's like, it's very sad. But at the same time, this dude is out here having a mullet, playing songs, drinking 8 beers a second. Sorry, I don't think he does that. I mean, it's not his fault. That's what I'm trying to say. Leave the poor dude alone.
I went through hell, really.
But you didn't have to go. That's the problem. That's really the problem. Is that you didn't. You actually could have avoided everything. It's a highly avoidable situation, and that's why it's so hard to feel ultra sorry in that sense.
You know, that's one of the reasons why people are fall in this trap.
Yeah, Drew's completely right, and it's very sad that that's the case. But it's also pretty human. It's human nature at this point to be not overly trusting. It would be lovely to trust everyone and everything. I know that I love that idea. We know that that's not going to happen. It's an unfortunate circumstance of life, and just to protect yourself and your feelings, it might be worth just at least double checking. If you're not sure, ask a friend. Maybe if you show it to 2-3 friends, hey, is Morgan Wallen flirting with me? And they're like, all right, let's go back to the hospital.
The person still get to make decisions. I that's the question I would love to know about today's society and celebrities.
The fuck? Did she ask, do people still make decisions? Yeah, I think people still make... What is she asking here? What?
I would assume that Morgan Wallen makes his own decisions on who he dates. I don't...
Well, then why not, right? Why not maybe on social media?
Oh, God. That was the setup?
Right? Why not maybe on social media?
Yep, that's the argument. That's it. She turned into a Frenchman. When the argument's too strong, he just says, you can't lose this. Hey. That's it. That's the one. Ratatouille. God, that's what I'm gonna do. And people are like, hey, this is a stupid idea. And I'm like, why not? I can't do it like her.
Celebrities don't need to online date, right?
I just believe in miracles. I believe in miracles, and I believe that I'm worthy.
She believes in miracles. Dating Morgan Wallen at this point for you might be a miracle. God damn. That's the miracle. Some people are like, wow, a miracle of birth. Wow, Jesus, or whatever have you. She's like, Morgan Wallen and me. That's a miracle.
And nobody's gonna fool me out of the man. If he were walking down the street and I didn't know him from any kind of music video, would he turn his head and look? Yeah, he probably would.
What a crazy sentence that is. Let's break that one down. If I didn't know him from a music video, would he turn and look at me? Yes, he would. There's just so much good stuff packed into that sentence that a psychologist would love to unpack there. Yeah, the way Drew's reacting is pretty much, just one of those. What are you talking about? I guess she's at that point where she's like, look, Morgan Wallen could not resist me because look at me. And I feel like that's really the issue that we've got going on there. A bit too much self-confidence. A bit too little self-awareness.
This is all one big fat lie. Morgan Wallen has nothing to do with this.
Drew, you said you were gonna let her down easy. We all had this conversation here. Everyone was like, let her down softly. He's like, right. He doesn't exist. In your life, he doesn't exist, Desiree. Desiree, you looking at me? You're never getting him. I'm Drew.
It's not realistic. From a friend to a friend, you know?
Then let's go that way. Okay, then I was scammed. I said I would be fine. I hope the guy finds somebody.
The scammer or Morgan Wallen? Because it sounds like you're saying, I hope the scammer finds somebody, which is like really, really nice. It's like, scam me, but I hope you don't get scammed out of love. I hope the only thing someone steals is your heart, and Becky. She probably thinks that's what the name of them.
I hope he's not jaded.
Unfortunately, scammers look for people just like you to take advantage of. And that's what's happened.
Yeah.
To scammers, what are you doing?
Oh, okay, so now she takes time to just address the scammers of the world. I know that scammers probably watch Scamfish, and then they have a beer with their friends and look what I did. That's pretty much, I think, what's happening here. So I'm sure that the scammers of the world are listening. What would you say, Desiree?
You're wasting your life. You're wasting your family's life, your lineage. You're just trashing everything that everybody worked so hard for 2,000 years plus.
Yeah, that's correct. The worst thing in the world is scamming. Terrorism's up there, but scamming's really bad, though. Road rage, being fatty boom boom, that's somewhere down the list. But scamming's up.
Well, moving forward, I'm going to just not even worry about Morgan Wallen anymore. Just whatever.
Yeah, fuck you, Morgan Wallen, for existing. Sorry, you're actually cool. I like how she just threw him under the bus. She's like, what I've learned is that Morgan Wallen sucks. After this whole thing, they're like, it's not him. He has nothing to do with this. It's scamming. People are scamming you. It's not actually him. She's like, yeah. Never listening to his songs again. We'll leave hate comments from now on. Okay. She's not listening, guys.
He doesn't even know who I am, so whatever.
Yeah, oh, everyone, whatever. Morgan what? Morgan whatever. Actually, just Morgan Wallen made one more enemy by existing.
Morgan, he sent you a few videos, correct? So I ran a reverse image search. The video that was sent to you was an AI video.
Yeah, it was Morgan Wallen. So they're, at this point, I feel like they're still sort of running her through the process, and you can almost see that she's annoyed at this. She sort of understands it's not Morgan Wallen, and I think she's not too happy that it's being cemented into her head.
You know, sometimes it feels like it was yesterday. Sometimes it feels like it was 5 years ago.
Dog, that's lyrics. Stop saying, you just gotta sing that, bro. Country music is like pretty literal. Sometimes it feels like it was one day ago. Sometimes it feels like it was 5 years. I had a beer, then I had a sleep. Checked on my wife, then I jacked off again. It's beautiful country music, right?
I mean, we didn't pull
I know, I'm
all of
pissed
this
that
to
they're gonna get
piss
away
you
with
off.
it. I'm so pissed that they're gonna get away with it, and then my credit card company is not gonna fucking believe me.
They probably don't. I'm sorry that you're breaking down, but her credit card company's probably like, we put the limit on it ages ago. As soon as she started buying those 100 gift cards, we were like, yeah, not again. There's no way we're giving you crap.
And then I'm gonna have to fucking file for bankruptcy. I gotta go, you guys.
Okay.
And she leaves after saying Morgan Wallen has ruined her life and made her bankrupt. Abruptly. And things don't seem to be ending too well. But a week later, they catch up with Desiree again, and things seem to actually be going a little better because she's put things into a little more perspective.
It's awesome.
Making the best out of everything. You have to learn, even if you're put in a really weird situation, you have to be okay, you have to love yourself, and you have to get better.
It's true.
Yeah, great, wise words. Honestly, I think in terms of like the ending of this, there have been many episodes where it seems like the victims do not seem to learn, or they say that they're learning, and you can almost tell that they're going right back into that relationship. So honestly, all things considered, Desiree seems to have at least had some perspective on the issue, and I feel like that's, if nothing else, a very good, albeit hard lesson to learn for her. So I'm actually really positive, and I think that is good that she's taken something on board. Is she still listening to Morgan Wallen? Probably not. She probably moved on to rap, and T-Pain is her next victim. Who knows?
Those are great words. Thank you, Desiree. Bye.
After Brianne says, bye, the video ends, and that is the story of the Morgan Wallen catfish. I just have one question for you guys. Who do you think is going to be next? I got $5. Who's the celebrity that you think will be on the next Scamfish? My $5 says, because it's usually girls who get catfished by guys. Someone's going to get Will Smith. I think we're going to get Will Smith. I'm going to put $5 on Will Smith. I don't know what you guys think. Please leave it down in the comments below. It seems inevitable that someone else will fall for this scam and think, wow, Will Smith finally picked me. He's finally leaving Jado. I'm one lucky. Hopefully I don't get... You know what? I love the Fresh Prince. So awesome. I hope, other than that, everyone's having a good time. And if anybody messages you and they don't have a blue tick, they're not going to give you that dick. Just remember that. Good night. Bye. I love you. I don't.